I'm recording this, it is Sunday night, and I recorded this footage yesterday afternoon. So on Saturday there is this farmers market, and the farmers market still is in place 3 days a week on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, even though the Netherlands is in total lockdown. But the farmers market is considered to be like, the same as the grocery stores and supermarkets. They are allowed to be open. However, it is there are way less people visiting. As you can see here, there are some people outside. There are some people shopping, but usually on a Saturday, that is like the busiest day, and there are many people outside. And well, now they're not. I really liked the lights, and I don't know, it just felt like such a dreamy, relaxing environment. This is actually like 25 minutes, this footage, and I sped it up as an experiment to see, and that was actually really nice too. I ended up with 2 videos. One was like, the shortest one was like 7 seconds, and then I have one of like, I think then it should be, 42 seconds. Yes, I sped it up 6 times. And then you can see like the clouds moving really fast, and it looks so dreamy. So yeah. By the way, I didn't know if you joined me for my 10k ASMR party last night. If you did not, you can go back and watch the live stream. Well, it's not a live stream anymore. It was a live stream, a whisper party, and we had so much fun. I actually ended up being live for like 3.5 hours. And there were many old school, but I mean, there were quite a few people, and Whispering Live visited us, and Jubilee Whispers, and Bread and Butter, and Still Waters, and several of the viewers that have been around for like ages or were newer. So thank you very much, everybody, for showing up. I had a wonderful time. I was quite sleepy this morning. My son woke up at around 7, and I think for the first 2 hours of the day I was just like half asleep on the couch. I got him some breakfast and something to drink and a banana and some bread, and then I was just like, I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit, and he was just playing, so he didn't mind. And I mean, I didn't really fall asleep again, obviously, but like a little bit, I don't know, it was nice. And at first I thought, maybe I'm gonna be hangover, but that was not the case. I'm just so not used to drinking alcohol anymore. I hardly do it in this lockdown situation, and I felt like I had a lot of wine during the party, but actually I had 1 bottle, and I drank only half of it. So that was in apparently 3.5 hours. So I mean, that is some alcohol, but I don't know, I just felt like it was more, and it wasn't. So I didn't feel too bad this morning. That was good. So yeah. By the way, the sound might be a little bit different this time, or maybe not at all, or maybe it's worse. The thing is, one of the things that I'm trying to do is to up my game a little bit. I want to create better ASMR videos, and now I'm not gonna make any big changes. because they like the old school vibe, and trust me, I like that old school vibe too. So it's just, like with the lighting, for example, I never really pay attention to that, so I feel like my videos are usually like overexposed or way too dark or not in focus. I could try and be better at those things. And in order to experiment with the sound, I'm actually now sitting at my desk looking at the footage myself, even though I'm not really whispering about what I see, because that is actually why I'm watching, but I'll do that in a little bit. But I'm completely covered by a huge blanket. I know. I was actually moving my hands earlier and I realized like, oh, this is making a sound too. I'm doing it now too. And I'm not sure if the microphone will really pick it up or if it will be good or bad. But yeah, it's just an experiment. So if it turns out to be really bad, I won't do it again. But I read somewhere that it's actually good, especially if you live in a noisy area, which I do, although the lockdown helps, obviously, because it's not as busy. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So I feel kinda silly because I'm sitting here completely covered. I can only imagine if someone would enter my house right now, he would be scared so much, because I'm like, it's like spooky, just this person completely covered underneath a blanket and then whispering. It's like, yeah, it's eerie, I think. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the footage. As you can see, the ground is wet. I don't think it was raining at this moment, but it was a wet day, a pretty cold day too. And I'm now trying to remember at what time I started recording, but I'm not really sure anymore. And it is getting dark here, but I don't even know when that is. Let's see. No, I don't know. Maybe 4 o'clock. Yeah. So, I don't know. Just yawning. Let's see. What do we see? We see a scooter. There's a truck. Oh, I actually recognize this truck. This truck is like, it is, what am I trying to say? It is the truck that belongs to the fish stall. And actually, as you can see, the farmers, or well, I don't know if they're farmers or more like merchants, but the salesmen are closing down. They are starting to clean and to pack up, and this huge truck is also there to pick up one of these stalls. And I'm always so surprised by the logistics of this, because it all happens really orderly. Nowadays, because of the pandemic and the virus, the stalls are actually like, there's a lot of space in between them, but they used to be way closer together. And what am I even trying to say? What I am trying to say is that they're always in the same spot, so they have like designated spots. So you can't have that one in the middle arrives later, because then the stall just can't get there anymore because everything will be packed. So there is an order, and apparently everybody has a time slot, I think. I don't know. I always want to see when they build up, but they actually do that really, really early. I remember sometimes waking up at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock when my son was really small and looking outside of the window. Well, it still happens sometimes, by the way. But looking outside of the window, and then they would all be there already, and I would be like, what? When did this happen? And also when they're closing down, I never paid that much attention, but I never store, So apparently there's this whole process, I assume, and it works very well. I find that to be quite interesting. You can see the birds, by the way. There are a lot of pigeons and seagulls is the word, I think, and then also the black ones, the big black ones, the crows. Yeah, crows. So sometimes I think it's funny because my son, he knows what birds are, obviously, but these are the type of birds that he usually sees, and he also he can, he tries to replicate their noises, their sounds. So I don't know, I feel like he has such a strange idea of what birds are, because he doesn't really see the little cute birds that sing all that often. Well, he does. Sometimes we go to the park, and I don't know, my parents have a garden, and yeah, so I don't know, but it's just funny to see that for him birds are just like huge, because especially these seagulls, guys, they are like way bigger than my cat. They're huge animals. And the pigeons and the crows are here like every day, and then the seagulls only arrive on the market days, when there are several stalls that sell fish. And I don't know why, it's like they know, or maybe they send one bird in the morning to check. It's like the sea is actually, well, it's quite some bit to the north. It's like 45 minutes or an hour by car, but it is actually, there's no highway, so if there would be a highway, you would be there way faster. So it might not be that far, but it is like, well, I'm actually not sure, 30 kilometers maybe. So yeah, I have no idea how far they can fly, or if they maybe live in the city and then just appear when there's fish, and they might be somewhere else when there isn't. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I find it to be interesting. So let's see, what else do we see? There's this white stall in the front, just behind that kinda strange white vehicle. I want to say car, but it's kind of a strange thing. That is a flower sales spot. So that's really nice, and I've actually been buying stuff at the farmer's market myself more often. I used to never do that because I'm such an introvert, and I seriously have a hard time talking to the salesman, and I know it's silly, and I know I can do it, but I feel like when it's just, I don't want to. And I find it so strange because, when I worked as a journalist, obviously I interviewed lots of people, and if I would, I even interviewed some of them for a story once when it was really, really, really cold in the Netherlands. And then we made a story about how the people that work at the farmers market, they're outside all day. So it was like a story about how they were dealing, how they were doing during this cold streak. Can I say it like that? And B, what their tips were, because obviously they had some advice. And I remember talking to one guy who was only wearing a sweater, and he was like, well, yeah, it's not that cold. And I was like, what? It is. So then I can talk to them. So it's not that I can't talk to them, it's just that it feels, I don't know, in my free time, it's like I don't want to talk to other people. So I prefer the supermarket, and especially nowadays. Oh, now it's actually interesting because there are church bells now, and I can hear them, and I'm wondering if the microphone will pick them up or not, or maybe less than usual. Yeah, if you have any thoughts about the sound this time, whether it's good or bad, please let me know. Or whatever you want, but feel free to let me know. nowadays there are these self-scanning registers. I'm like translating something into English. I'm not even sure if this is right, but you know, you can just basically pay at the supermarket and scan the products that you want, and then just pay, and you don't need to talk to a person at all. And when that was introduced a couple of years ago, I was like, oh yes, now I don't have to talk to anybody. I am so happy. I do know this, by the way, and I think this is a good thing, that now that I do not work as a journalist anymore, and I work for myself, basically from home, so alone, that I actually do like to interact with other people more. It's like I feel like I have this sort of low amount of social contacts that I ideally have, you know, that I can comfortably handle. And when I used to work and have a lot of colleagues, that was actually already a little bit too much. So then, you know, with friends and family, and I would feel exhausted usually. And I feel like nowadays, because I'm alone a lot, well, with my son, but that's different, then it's like the amount of room I have, like mental space I have for contact with other people, it doesn't get filled up with my job, so I can all spend it on friends and family, which is better. And also I have some left for like the people at the farmers market. I even, the last couple of weeks, my son and I have been walking outside a lot, because yeah, what else can you do during a lockdown? But I even found myself initiating small talk, you know, just with random people, strangers, and I was like, oh wow, this has never happened, you know, like never in my life. So I feel like it might be a good thing for me, yeah, you know, not having colleagues anymore, even though I had really nice colleagues. I mean, that wasn't a problem. The problem was just my limited ability to interact with other people. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, now there is some sort of scooter in the background, and actually the blanket is still covering me, but only covering half of the laptop now, because apparently slowly the blanket is going down. We'll see how this goes. I do feel kind of silly, and I like that feeling. Actually, what I was just talking about, the same happened when I got single again. I feel like when I was in a relationship and I had colleagues, I just was overwhelmed all the time, and there really wasn't any space left. And I remember back then feeling guilty a lot because I wanted to see my friends, but actually then when I had an appointment, I would not look forward to it, and it would just feel like a chore, like one more thing that I had to do, because I was working all week and it was intense, and then it was finally the weekend, and then there was more things to do, and oh boy, and I did, well, I mean, yeah, I did it, but I would not look forward to it a lot of times, and then I would feel bad about that. And then when I became single, I realized, like, oh wow, now my ability to, you know, interact with other people, there's some left. So yeah. So let's see, we're now almost at 20. We are now at 20 minutes. I'm just kind of saying that as a timestamp for myself during the editing process. I mean, it doesn't matter that much with this footage and the sound, you know, it can be a little bit off, but when I am sometimes mentioning something that is actually happening, then it should be sort of okay. Like, for example, now I could tell something about oh, there's a van, yeah, coming into the shot. Yeah, there's not happening all that much. 7 seconds one because that is the best one, I think. I love watching at the sky. It's beautiful. So let's see, is there anything else I should mention? Oh yeah, there's one interesting thing still. If you look at the building on the right that says Cappuccino, which is indeed like a word joke. Cappuccino and vino, you know, wine. I don't like jokes like that. And I have to look at this one every day, all day. No, it's fine. But if you look at the middle windows, the two middle windows, and then you look at the right one in the middle. Are you even following me? Anyway, there you see a lot of lights. It's actually a reflection of a lot of lights. They are green and they are white, and those are the lights that are below. Well, actually, they're on one side of our apartment, and they are below two of the windows in the living room and the window in the bedroom. And my son loves these lights so much, and I don't know until when they're usually here during December, and then somewhere after Christmas they are suddenly gone again. But they're here now, and it always feels kind of empty when they're gone. Like, oh, now we have to wait like a long time. Oh, here now the little thingy is moving. Those are all the flowers. Guys, look at the little vehicle, the vehicle car. Oh, this is like, it's like a little train. I like this. I like this a lot. Although I was like, maybe we can see some nice flowers, but it looks like he had a good day and he sold everything. I've been wanting to take some pictures. Make some pictures. That is actually Dutch. In Dutch you would say like make pictures instead of take pictures. But I've been wanting to take some pictures on these walks that I'm on with my son. But I haven't done that so far. But yeah. So let's see. Now there's only like 2 minutes left. Oh, not even, like a minute and a half. The video is almost at the end. Alright. Let's see what we've got. Oh, there are some noises outside now. I'm sure you can hear that. That will be interesting to listen to, and I don't know, to check. So we see a scooter, we see some people walking. Yeah. It's the end. It's getting dark. What else do we see? There are some people talking. You know, the right side below. It actually looks pretty empty now. Yeah, it's kind of strange. Oh, and apparently, probably, there will be 3 more weeks of lockdown. We will hear Tuesday officially, but yeah, it's coming. So that is yeah, something. Here's another truck, or like, yeah, is there a bicycle? That's funny. So yeah, this video is coming to an end, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I do right now. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.